Hey everyone, so I went on a little book haul earlier on Big Bad Wolf, like May 29, May 27, 2025. Anyways, so I had a challenge to myself. I didn't want to spend a lot of money, so I only spent under 2,000 pesos. So that's around $40. Yeah, $40 of books. So let me give you guys a haul of the books that I plan on reading in the future alongside the other books that I'm planning to read for myself. So currently, what started my reading obsession? It's because I went to a bookstore and I've never been interested in books. It's so funny. I've never been interested in books until I found this one book. It's by this author. Her name is Janelle Black. I found their book. It was the first edition. It's called Shady Hollow, and it's one of the best books I've ever read. Why? Because it's casual. It's a little casual murder mystery, and it has the little animal story because they take it to format like an Animal Crossing. Like it was from Barnes and Nobles, anyways. So it's like an Animal Crossing meets murder mystery type shit. That's how Barnes and Nobles described it, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna read this. Yeah, I'm gonna read this. So currently, I've read three of her books. I've read Shady Hollow, Cold Clay, and Mirror Lake, and they were really good. And all of those books are a must read. I'm not even kidding. Why? It's like it's just exactly as I said. It's casual. It's just a casual murder mystery. It's not parang ano. It's not like too complicated, and it has a little hint of like slice of life, and which is what I really love. Anyways, there's another book that I finished, and it's called Fourth Wing. It's really huge, and if as you can see, I thoroughly enjoyed this book. Like, look at how much I've been highlighting, placing notes and shit like that. It was a really good book, and I'm excited to read the second one, which is called Iron Flame. Oh my god, I'm so excited! And ooh, they even have a little note. Never mind. This is from the book that I, this from the seller that I bought the book from. Anyways, continuing on. Oh yeah, by the way, that book is really amazing. Fourth Wing, it's a bestseller for a reason. I really love fantasy books as well, but that's not the case right now. We're here to show you my selling. So, I mean the book hauls. So these are the books that I got. Hold on. These are the books that I got. Let's start with the first one. It's called Afterlove. So, what is it? It's called Car Headlights. The last thing. It's basically these two girls. I guess one of them died, and now not even she's trying to get back because she's been invited to the afterlife, and now she's trying to get back to her first love. Her name is Poppies. You know what I mean? So it literally says here, not even death will tear them apart. So it's like a little lesbian story. You know what I mean? Yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So I'm kind of excited to read about this one. This is actually one of the books that I was like, yep, definitely gonna buy this. Okay, next, this is the book that I'm most excited for. I know, I know what you've done by Dorothy Koomson. By the way, this one is by Tanya Byrne by Dorothy Koomson. So, what is it about? As Woman and Home said, it's basically Desperate Housewives but murder mystery. And I'm like, yes, give me that. I love a little mystery. I love a little thriller. I love a little crime. Yeah, like, give me that. You know what I mean? And I'm actually really excited because I read like the like a little starter behind the back, and I'm like, ooh, if someone tried to kill Priscilla to keep their if someone tried to kill Priscilla to keep their secret, how long before Ray's in danger too? So I'm like, this looks really good. I'm like, yep. So we got two books already. Now this is one of my first hardcover books. It's called, ooh, there's like a little sticker. I don't like that. Sorry, I'm not into stickers. Anyway, it's called The End of Story. I'm not sure. So for fans of Knives Out comes a spellbinding thriller from the author of the number one New York Times bestseller, The Woman in the Window. So, ooh, so this guy's a murder mystery novelist or reclusive one to his longtime correspondent Nikki Hunter, an expert in detective fiction. So, someone was right I'm too lazy to read it yet. So, kasi wala it's not in the back. It's not in the back. So I'm like, I'm gonna read this later. I'm gonna read the BI later, and I'm like, it just says that it's one of the New York. It's one of the best of the best. So I'm like, I'm excited to read that. Also, because it's a murder mystery, so I'm like, and I read Knives Out, so I'm like, I love Knives Out. That's like one of my favorite movies, both of it. Right? There's two Knives Out, Glass Onion, and the one in the mansion. For all time, basically, do you guys know Meliodas and Elizabeth from Seven Deadly Sins? It's basically these two. They're destined to die again and again, but they want to go closer again, and they will always meet each other in their next life. That's basically what this means. And they found a way to break off the curse. So I'm like, oh, Meliodas and Elizabeth. Now, oh, by the way, this one is by AJ Finn, New York's bestseller, and this one is by Shanna Miles. I'm actually really excited to read this one, and it's my second hardcover book. Next, The Vacancy. I am also pretty excited to read this one. This reminds me of a good girl's guide to murder, and I'm like, like the cover itself reminds me of a good girl's guide to murder, or like the racial disappearance, or the five survive by Holly Jackson series. I'm like, kind of excited to read that, but I haven't read the one. I haven't read this book yet, but because I'm trying to finish all of the Shady Hollow series first before I read this one, and and the Iron Flame one, also Onyx Storm. Anyways, continuing on, this one talks about a girl. Her name is Rachel, and she's running away from her past. And she's come to terms of like she's gonna be a live-in assistant to an author, and then this author's name is Dorothy. So Dorothy, she's very weird, right? She's weird as hell, and Dorothy wrote a manuscript. Like she finished the manuscript, she finished her job, she did her job, and then when she made it, but like when she made it checked by Rachel saw that it's similar to her life before she was a live-in assistant to Dorothy. And then suddenly the phone call start, the parcel arrives, and Dorothy's friend disappears. Ooh. And then like there's this line, it says, because who can Rachel has no because who can she believe when she doesn't even trust herself? I'm like, ooh, that is scary. I'm actually well, this is by Elisabeth Carpenter. And finally, for our last book, this is the first book that I picked up, and the picked up on the whole book haul during my book haul in Big Bad Wolf, like my book hunt searching. It is by Philip Hunter, Murder Under a Green Sea. So, it is set in Britain, 1936. Max is married to Martha, the daughter of a wealthy family who are less than keen on their son-in-law, which is Max. And then suddenly Max was like in the military before, and they're slowly disappearing, and I guess they're dead, and maybe soon he's next. Or maybe he's even the suspect. Like what if he's like being blamed for that? So Martha and Max needs to solve that. So yeah, another murder mystery. So what have you guys observed from me? As much as I love a little good fantasy story, I decided to finish first the whole Fourth Wing series before I continue and buy anything, because my mind is gonna get jumbled up. But as you can see, I do love a little murder mystery. But guess what? I'm not actually really into romance. As much as weird it sounds, I'm not into romance. It's cute, but I'm like, okay. Then, so I'm just trying to broaden my topics on the subject by reading more romance books. And I also bought another book. It's for my because it's for my school. I wanted to read for my school stuff. So these are just fun books. So I also strayed away from like series because I didn't want to read a series because I already have two anyway. So yeah, hopefully you guys like the book haul. Tell me which one you guys should I read first after I finish my book, right? Like it looks sounds good. The Vacancy, Murder Under a Green Sea, For All Time, the end of the story. I know what you've done, right? And after love. So, oh, that's so witty. After love, after life. So smart. Oh, who are you, Tanya Byrne? That was a really good pun. Okay, that was a really good pun, and thank you. I will go to sleep. It is 1:32 in the morning. Bye.